What's going on, everyone? Kevin Gallagher here with Gallagher Business Development. It's no secret, I got a MacBook Pro recently. It's also no secret that I love this computer more than any other computer I've ever owned in my life. If you haven't had a chance to watch the video, I'm going to put a link either in the description below or it should pop up on the screen somewhere around now. But no matter what, I want to just dive more into the MacBook Pro and take a look at some of the features that maybe you didn't even realize MacBook had, especially if you're a first-time Mac user. I love some of the comments I got on the last video that I had done, giving me some tips on things like how to do a screenshot. So we'll go through a couple of the smaller things and then take a look at some of the bigger things that you can do with a MacBook. Just tiny little secret features, maybe not so secret if you're a MacBook Pro user for a long time, but things that I have been finding pretty cool. So let's go ahead and jump right in right now. So let's go ahead and start with the feature that is my kids' favorite feature. Anytime my computer is open, they like to do the Find Your Mouse. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so let's say you have multiple screens open or it's just hiding like it is right now on this GBD icon. You just give your mouse a shake and you can see how it increases in size. So again, hiding over here, give it a shake and it gets bigger. And this is great. Multiple screens open, can't find it. You can find it quickly. So that's a pretty cool feature. You can see why kids are gonna love it. It just helps them stand out. And believe it or not, I've used it more than once to help me find my mouse on the screen, especially when I have more than one screen open at a time. So the next thing I want to show you, if you remember, I showed you the touch bar in the first video that I had. The touch bar has a lot of cool features, but one of the easiest ones to do that a lot of people don't realize has to do with adjusting brightness and sound. So let's check that one out. So most people, when they want to adjust the volume, they're going to go over and they're going to hit first off, this is your mute unmute button, okay? But when you want to adjust volume, most people are going to hit this button, which will pull up that little dial, and then they adjust from there. But check this out. All you have to do is touch the button and drag your finger. So touch the button and drag my finger. You don't have to do each thing. It's, you can make it as fast and as efficient as humanly possible. The same thing goes for the brightness. You could touch the brightness and then you can adjust your gauge based on the brightness that you want it to be. Or you could just touch the brightness and adjust. I know it's the little things in life, but it's just one of those productivity little things you could do to just speed things up a little bit, and it's pretty cool. The next thing I found that I thought was pretty neat that I had no clue about until this very day. There's a tool called Spotlight that you can access by hitting Command Space, which we're going to take a look at in a second. And you can use this to get common files, apps, programs, things of that nature, so that you can move a little bit faster and more productively through your MacBook. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so what we're going to do is, you can see, move this over here. You can see we are on my desktop. Now, from here, what you do is you hit Command and the space bar. This pulls up your Spotlight search. You can do a lot of things with the Spotlight search. One thing is finding files. So if you remember, if you lost the file somewhere on your PC, you would just go into My Computer and then use the search and type in what you think the file name might be, so on and so forth. Let's say I'm trying to find this market study over here on the right, but I don't know where it is. I type in VT. Look at how fast it pulls it up. Let me tell you right now, PC people, I know you've been commenting a lot and you're upset and so on and so forth with how I've talked about the PC boot time and everything else. You try to find a file that fast on your computer. You just can't. It takes forever to search through because of the way the PC is set up. This happens lightning fast. Something else this does is it'll search the web. It'll do a lot of different stuff. But check this out. This is one of the coolest things. If you remember, on a PC, you want to get the calculator. You just hit that calculator button. It comes right up. Now you need the calculator. You say 500 plus 500 equals 1,000. There's your answer. Or let's say you want to know, hey, how much is the US dollar as compared to British pounds, Japanese yen, Canadian dollars, or Swiss francs. You can find out by just typing in the currency and it pulls it right up. So let's say you are using your computer, your PC, and it freezes up and it starts saying not responding in one of the top tabs. What would you do at that point? Right. You would hit Control, Alt, Delete and pull up your system, and then you would close out your application so you can use your computer again, or you might go ahead and do a hard restart or shut the computer down completely and restart again. With a Mac, you could do the same thing except there's no Control, Alt, Delete. On your Mac, what you want to do is hit Command, Option, Escape. And that's going to pull up a very similar box to what you're used to in the PC world and allow you to shut down your applications the hard way. Now, the important thing to note here is it's a much faster way than going down into the toolbar, into the dock, and right-click and close, right-click and close. It is much faster to just hit Command, Option, Escape. Make sure to write that one down because it's going to come in you. I don't want to pretend like the Mac's never going to freeze up or never have issues like a PC has. It will inevitably have a time where it freezes up. And what I was doing until 2 days ago was right-clicking and shutting down each program manually. This allows you to pull them all up and shut them down pretty quickly. Drag and drop to the trash can? Not here. This next tip has to do with a faster way to delete something from your desktop. Let's check it out. Now this one's going to be short and sweet because this is really simple. So in past times you wanted to delete something from your desktop, you would come over, you would click on it, and you would drag it down into your trash can. But now you could do this in a much easier fashion by simply highlighting what it is, then hitting the Command button and delete. It's gone. Now let's talk about taking a screenshot. This is something that almost everybody wants to know. One of the comments in my last video on MacBook actually had this tip in there. Hey, hit Command-Shift-3. But it's even cooler than that, people. Command-Shift-3 allows you to take an entire screenshot. And if you're like me and you're in web design or you do some kind of a design kind of thing and you need to take screenshots in order to use them in on products, you know that it can become kind of frustrating. Command-Shift-3 takes the entire screenshot, but Command-Shift-4 gives you a tool that you can drag and drop and you can select exactly what you want your screenshot to be. That is not possible on a PC. Fight me. It's just not. You've got to take the full screenshot on PC, put it into Photoshop or Paint, and then select. It's reducing the amount of steps that you need to do. It's awesome. Command-Shift-3, Command-Shift-4. Try it today. This next one's kind of fun and just a useful tool. It's all about trying to find definitions for words. Let's say you're reading over a document and you just don't know what the word is. Check this out. All right, so let's say you're reading a document and you find this word on it, arduous. This is just a search for complicated words. You hit Command, you highlight the word, you hit Command, Control, D, and check that out. It pulls the dictionary definition up for you so that you cannot feel as dumb and you can learn something. Isn't it wonderful? Thank you, MacBook Pro. And now, for the interest of time, the last and final tip that I'm going to give you today, it's not to say there won't be more tips in the future, this is just the last one today, is let's say you have your computer up and you're in more than one window at a time and you need to access both information and you're not using dual screen. There's a very quick way. Now, PC did have this functionality. On the PC, you would just drag one tab to one side. It would eventually open up in one, drag another tab to the other side, and it would open up on that side. I'm going to show you how to do it on Apple right now. Let's check it out. All right, so for the sake of what we're looking at right now, I've opened up two applications. One is Apple News and one is Notes. This is something that I typically do on my iPad, but now that I see a more convenient way of doing it, I'm going to do it on here. So what I do is I kind of take a look at what's going on in the news, especially in tech and so on and so forth, and then I create notes about it in the notepad. So if I'm on just my computer, one trick you could do is you can hold down Command Tab and you could kind of go back and forth. But let's say you wanted to do it a little bit easier than that. You want to do it smoother. You want to be able to see all of your information and write your notes. You come up here to this green icon and you see how that comes up right away? If it doesn't come up, just hold your mouse button down on it and it will end up popping up. You could then tile your content by clicking this button, and then you take your notes and it's on this side. And now I could come into Apple News. I could take a look at, get rid of this stuff here. I could take a look at The Economist and find some information, come over into my notes, create a new note, and start typing it out. I can have both screens up, functioning on both sides. So that's going to bring us to the end. My question is this. Is there something I missed? Is there a feature or a little tip that I should have highlighted in this video? I want you to go ahead, comment below. And while you're watching this video, if you don't mind, throw me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Continue to love using your MacBook. I love mine. And go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Stay in touch. Let's stay social. If you're a small business owner, be small, think big. Let's go. Have a great one, guys.